care what I do, I seem like I always lose a rod sock. I don't know where they go. I don't know who's stealing them. I don't know who takes them off. Somebody is taking my rod socks and I'm sick of it. I think it's a political agenda. Let's finally get down to the nuts and bolts of this tournament. You know, what do you think is going to happen? How much weight is it going to take? Obviously, when it comes to tournament fishing now, it seems like it's gotten harder and harder to be able to tell what it's going to take to do well in a tournament. You know, it could be 12, 13 pounds to get a check. It could be 15. Honestly, things have changed so much that now I think it's more like probably 15. It's almost always 2 pounds higher than what you think it's going to be. That was a good point you brought up, talking about we're spending out all this money and these fish have no clue.
We're all spending
like there's literally about 300 people on the water tomorrow that have spent millions of dollars in their lifetime on bass, and these fish have no clue. I bet if the fish had any clue how much money we actually spent on them, they would actually.
If they had a clue, we might go catch a little bigger one. You know?
Yeah.
They might feel bad for us, and they're like, okay, we'll let you catch one or two 4-pounders.
They would be a lot more cooperative than they are now. I can guarantee you that. If they had a clue.
They just don't know.
I've never done. I refuse to do the numbers. Like, people ask me, how much does it cost you to fish the invitations? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want. I've never kept up with it since I was fishing like BFLs. I've never kept up.
If you think about it, it's just gonna mess you up.
It's just gonna mess you up. I was like, it don't matter. It don't matter how much it costs. They say, well, how do you know if you got enough? I don't know if I got enough. I don't care. I don't know. I've never done the math on how much I spend, how much I make. I don't care. Because I see people on like Facebook and stuff arguing about that all the time. And I'm like, dude, I literally never do the math. It was 2018 was the last time I was here. And I do remember going in that tackle shop to buy something. And I do remember like going to swipe my card and thinking, man, if I do not cash a check and I buy these, whatever I had to buy, some square bills or something, it was something line, maybe it was fishing line, but it was something fishing oriented. I was like, man, I really don't have the money to buy this. I do remember that. That was not that long ago. So, because a lot of times when I say that, people was like, it must be nice to have that much money. No. You don't understand. I did not have the money. I'm just saying I didn't care that I didn't have the money. You just figure it out.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like, I want to fish and I want to be here, so I'm gonna figure out how to get here.
And you figure it out. All I can do is show up. I'm just gonna keep showing up. Tournament morning. Let's go! Let's go! I'm pretty excited about it. I tell you what, it is windy today. Already this morning. Usually when it starts off windy, when you put your boat in the water, it's going to be windy all day long. So is that a little bit concerning? Maybe a little bit. It's actually pushing it on almost like too windy. We get a little bit touch and go now with wind, just because we've had a lot of boating accidents. And this lake is big. I think it's blowing straight down the pipe. This is a very, very straight river system. So it could get intense out there and take off. Hey, conditions are completely different than they've been the entire practice, of course. Fish gotta be, listen, if we're gonna have a tournament, I got a job, fish, y'all got a job. Do your job, I'm gonna do my job. Oh man, if y'all would have saw how rough this lake is right now, it's the roughest, probably one of the roughest rides I've ever had. It was crazy rough coming here. This is about a 15-minute ride to where I'm fishing today. it legitimately took me about 45 minutes to get here for a 15-minute ride. It's stupid rough. That's going to change a lot of things for a lot of people today, because you're not going to be able to move around like you thought. Probably going to have to get in the area and just stay there. I mean, it's going to change some things for me. Some of my water's going to dirty up. I think a lot of things are going to be different today. This brown digger, I didn't pay much attention to that in practice, so I had to kind of look around to see if I can find some, but I think that's the key. And probably if I can find some of this with a little bit of depth on it, or a little sharper contour, like on the creek channel side, or out on the point, I think that's going to be the magic sauce. They weren't on this grass earlier. I may even be able to cover water a little bit more if I figure out something. But I think that's what they changed to. I think I have one spot that has this stuff. It's quite a bit of a run from here. That's clearly what's going on, as far as I can tell. Is they're on a different type of grass all of a sudden. And they're on the sides of it, so it should be easy. They're not like in it. I'm just pitching my stick bait to the edge of it. If you can find like patches scattered out somewhere, I guarantee you'd be fish on it. There's a fish. Jeez. That's not a better one. I do feel like they're starting to bite a little bit now. First I was fishing some of the right stuff and they just weren't on it. He choked it. He got it coming out of his woo-ha. If you know what a woo-ha is. Just caught that big old giant right there. One heavier net. Of course I had my GoPro on. I didn't have my GoPro on, guys. I'm sorry. Honestly, I just kind of, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I kind of lost confidence in what I've been doing. I was a little bit down and out. Just being honest. Like, I could make up a whole bunch of crap. I was like, I don't want to YouTube this. I'm not catching nothing. You kind of getting a woe is me type deal. I'm not even gonna lie. That's what I was feeling. It's not right. It's just the emotions I was having at the moment, and I didn't turn my camera on. They're not where they were, for sure. I was catching them on bushes, and they're not doing that anymore. So I'll have to change. Another 5-pounder. He's 4. 3.5. Got it down a goosey bug, because honestly I didn't know he had it for the longest. I heard somebody holler. I didn't realize it was you.
I ran to get my camera.
Oh, I didn't realize. I was like, cool. Big one. 3-pounder, I think. It's not that big. He just fought really good. Hey, he actually is pretty good. He hit that thing so hard right there. At least 3. Definitely. I think it's 3. All right, so now the day's going a little bit better than it was. I was really getting scared. I actually see clearly what's going on. Fish on the grass toward the ditch side of the pockets. Very common thing to happen when something like this happens. I've seen it before. I just didn't autocorrect soon enough today. But we got time to move quickly. Another 4-pounder will save the day. It's 2:16. I don't have much time. Weigh in 3:30. But another 4-pounder would do me really good. We'll see if I can just find another pocket with grass in it. I think I can find exactly what I need. Knowing what I know now, I think where I started off might even be good. I just didn't fish it right this morning. That's a big one. Not that big. All right, it's not that big. It's too small. This is just like a stick bait, like a Cinco style bait. It's just straight worm. Ain't nothing, no curls and nothing. Just a straight worm. I'll give you some. Hold on a second. Let me fish this out. I'll give you some. They're like a Texas, yeah, Texas rig. A lizard will work too, though. Oh, I'm coming in too hot. Dang. Oh, there you go. Let me get. I waited too late to put it in reverse.
Nice boat.
Thanks, my man. Appreciate it. Oh, man. By far, I'm going to have to practice and look for new water because what I was planning to fish is not going to work. It's just something else is going on now. Key was finding like these little ditches off the sides of flats. And if you found a little bit of grass, brown grass, that Coreopsis yellow flower stuff, if that was on that ditch side, there was a fish there. Hey, yeah, I was one big bite away from having a good day. I think a good day today is probably going to be 16 to 18 pounds. And if I caught like a 5-pounder, they get to put me right where I want. But I just got to do it tomorrow. I won't be able, obviously I'm not gonna be able to do it today. But tomorrow will be my chance to catch that. I got a 4, I got a heavy 3, and 3 2.5s. So 13.5 pounds probably.
Behind the resort, out to check us out. We'll be behind the resort. Brian Latimer, B-Lat. He is from South Carolina, Belton, South Carolina. He's got 5 fish in the bag. Good job, man. This is going to put you top 30, I believe. 15 pounds and 6 ounces. Look at there, man. 24th place right now. You're going to be right in the hunt for the cut.
Yeah, I like that because I ain't been catching them this year, so that feels pretty good.
Yeah, a cut would be good.
Yeah,
right?
it would be good. And listen, I'm going to be fair.
Yes, sir.
I was real close to not catching them today, and I had
Okay.
one flurry that I caught them in. But I feel good about it. I'm excited to go out. It's a really good practice. The fish are biting, obviously. So
yes, sir.
It'll be a good tournament. Make sure everybody comes back to the weigh-in. And if you're watching, come and see us, man.
Well,
we need you here.
I'm hoping today's a work day. Tomorrow's going to be Saturday.
Yeah.
I believe we're going to have a full crowd tomorrow.
It's a full crowd. We're going to have hot dogs, steaks, everything.
Woo, that's a new one on me. Make sure you bring that tomorrow.
Dude, I'm gone. He's like, I wish you would.
Dude, it was kind of rough today.
Kinda?
Like, it was rough.
What the hell you talking about, kinda?
It was rough, bro.
Bro, that was probably top 5. I end the day today with 15 pounds, 6 ounces. I'm listen, happy with it. I don't know, I haven't looked at the standings. Honestly, I don't want to know because I got no control. It's just chapter 1. But here's the thing, I got a story to tell you about today. There's so many things we got to talk about that happened today. Number 1, we got to talk about the weather. We got to talk about the wind. We got to talk about the freaking, dude, it rained today. We got to talk about the rain. So many stories. Most of this trip, hold on one second, let me get out my seatbelt. Most of this trip, I didn't even get to document because, whoa, that's way bright. Most of this trip, I didn't even get to document because it was raining. I was wet for the first hour and a half. But hey, Flint, on a scale of 1 to 10, how rough was it? How bad was the wind out there today? 11.
Yeah.
Good, but listen, I knew it was gonna be cold. I knew that. We looked at the weather, it was supposed to be like 40 degrees.
Man,
we're coming to go eat some more Mexican tonight, bro. So, I knew it was gonna be cold, right? Nobody told me it was gonna be 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 foot waves out there.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Nobody said that. I didn't think it was gonna be that, but I did hear when I got in the truck this morning, I heard the wind in the trees. It was, look, I was today's years old when I learned I am no longer one of the young guys. Talk about rods. How many do you think it takes to fish a tournament like this? It probably looks like I got a bunch of rods.
4 rods.
It don't take that many, does it? It
Get you a couple 7.3s, couple
7.3s. I got a lot of rods, but I have a lot of the same rods. So when you see me putting all these rods up and transferring them to the rod box to the truck, and from the truck to the rod box, some of them have more hours on them than others, and then 1 or 2 may have a guide that I done stepped on and crushed. And so I'll pull out I got almost like practice rods and tournament rods. I use the practice rods when I'm fishing at home, running around an aluminum boat. They're all the same ones, but maybe one has a busted guide on it or the grip is kind of wore out or something like that. But there's only about 4 different combinations that I have of rods, maybe 5. My spinning rods, you already know my spinning rod is the same one. It's my signature series, favorite 6 stick. It's a 7-foot 1. They call it a medium heavy. It's probably more like a medium. I mean, I use 6-pound test line on it in a heartbeat. So you know it's not really a true medium heavy. So you got to be careful with rod action and powers across manufacturers because there's no universal standard for rod action and rod power.
It's bad at the bone though, you better get you some.
You better get you some.
Hey, I just got me 4 of them.
You got 4 of the 6 sticks?
Yeah.
It's the right one, I'm telling you. I've been telling you.
You don't have to have the $400 rod. You don't have to have
Nah, you don't need a $400 rod. Actually, I purposely designed my 6 stick in that line of rods because it was the most durable. A lot of times when you get these high dollar expensive rods, the $400 or $500 rods, yes, they feel good. Yes, they're extremely light. They have all the high end gear on them, but the downside is all that high end gear is like extremely fragile. And that 6-stick is really durable. It's got good components on it, but not components that are made out of materials that'll break easily. That was real important for me because I use my rods and reels. So saltwater fishing, pond fishing, I'll go bank fishing. I do all kind of different stuff with all the same rods. If I had to reduce mine down, like when I started, I didn't have all these rods. I probably had 10 rods total. Maybe even not that many when I first started. But you can usually if I had to say you needed 3 rods, I'd have a 7. Let's see, if you're on a budget and you only had a couple rods, what would I say you need? You need a 7-foot medium heavy. You need a 7.3 medium heavy or 7.3 heavy. And you need a spinning rod. You probably can get, you can do everything with that. You know, we got all these combinations and stuff. But if you took a 7-foot medium heavy, you took a 7.3 heavy, and a spinning rod, hey, you could take me to freaking Mars and I'd catch a bass on them 3 rods. That would be my 3 picks if I was gonna start out. We said a whole bunch in this segment about rods and what you need and why you use them. But really, bottom line, you're looking to buy some rods, that's what I would tell you to buy. I'd buy those 3, 7-foot medium heavy. I'd buy a 7.3 heavy, and then I'll go get me a good spinning rod, medium power, medium heavy spinning rod, 7 foot, no bigger than 7.2. I go to work. One thing that'll be a big deal for me tomorrow is sight vision. I'm not sight fishing, but being able to see grass under the water, see stumps, see a fish. You know, if I happen to see a fish, good. Not really seeing a fish, but there's a lot of things that I feel like anglers are going to overlook, and that's what I got to try to capitalize on with a big field like this. A little dark spot, a little bit of grass underwater, a stump, a log that you can't visually see unless you see underwater. Glass is going to be a big deal is what I'm trying to get at. And so I've got 2 color lenses that I'm going to be using tomorrow. One is a bronze lens, a gold lens, which I'm going to wear predominantly. It brightens everything up. The way I understand it is you want to wear the color lens that the water is. Y'all do what you want to with it. If you know more, let everybody know what you should wear in the comment section. Got a couple glasses here. I wear Wiley X Captivate. I'm not sure, I think this is called Venice Gold, this color that I wear. This is the ones that I like the most this week, the Venice Gold. Not exactly the prettiest glasses with the, it's pretty old school looking, but that side that blocks the sun really well, that's why I'm using those. Now my buddy Cam, y'all remember Cam, right? Cam did a lot of my filming for me a couple years ago. I hadn't had Cam on a shoot this year yet, but Cam left these Smiths in here. Boy, they look crazy. Look at this. Now I gotta be honest with you, I hate the way these glasses look. Like, they look crazy, but boy, they feel good and you can see in them really good. So let me know what y'all think. There's something about white sunglasses. These things, they just make you look like a freaking nationalist. I mean, they make you look crazy. I don't know, I can't do white sunglasses. Nothing makes you look older and dumber than a pair of white frame sunglasses. I just cannot stand them. I refuse. Here's the good news. Doesn't look like it's windy today. Hey, that wind blew so hard yesterday. It was like blowing the water off the lake. Y'all ever seen that? Like where you ever be like in a pocket and the pocket is protected but it's still windy and you get a gust of wind and it feels like it literally blows you? Now, I'm not talking about the boat, I'm talking about the wind literally blows you. You gotta catch yourself. It was like that, not like the boat rocking or anything. Like I had to try to catch myself yesterday how bad the wind was blowing. Like it was rough out there, y'all. Really rough. Got a dead slick day today, so I'm sure that's going to be another factor that we'll have to deal with today. whether that makes it better or worse, I feel like it's gonna be better for me with it being slick. At least from what I can tell, it's pretty slick. We hadn't had those conditions. I think we do have one, you know, we got it's tournament fishing. I do have one more challenge. So it's slick. Bueno. Looks like it's gonna be sunny. Bueno. I think it's 45. 45 degrees, that is. Temperature. Fahrenheit. So what that means, what's the significance of that? It was like lows in the 60s for practice. Lows, not highs, lows in the 60s. And now we got 20-degree difference. Shallows, I'm catching the fish. Are they gonna move? Will they be there? Will they bite? Of course they're gonna be there, because a lot of them are spawning, so they're not gonna go anywhere. You just don't know if they're actually gonna bite. So I'm anticipating to have to go a little bit slower, being a little bit more intentional to get my bites. But other than that, I don't think not a whole bunch changes for today. And until it needs to change, nothing changes for today.
All right, good morning, everyone. Again, welcome to General Time.
59.
Number 2, Major League Fishing.
Overall, yesterday, it looked like the weights were pretty solid. I don't know, what were y'all expecting for weights? I know it's quite a few people from Kentucky Lake are probably watching the video. What did y'all expect? What are the normal weights for here in the springtime now? Of course, I've watched so many FLW tournaments back in the day here in the spring. They used to come here in April, early May, a bunch 20 years ago. But I feel like it's a different era now. Like, bass fishing now is not what it was 20 years ago. The weights aren't what they were. Even 5, 6, 7 years ago. Since I've started fishing, it's not the same as it was back then. So I'm just curious to know what y'all thought it was going to be like. It was, I think I ended up in the 30s. And that was with 15.5 pounds. I'd say that's about what I thought that should be. You just never know. I do have a plan for today. Today, I don't think I can fish the same water again. In these spawn tournaments, when you try to fish the same water 2 days in a row, I've never found that to work out for me.
You will check in with that flag boat just like you did yesterday. Again, Bubba Scales, go ahead and turn those on for us, please.
All right, let's get day started here. Fishing all, I don't want to say new water. I didn't practice in here, but so it's new water. Like, I didn't fish it yesterday. Not necessarily new. It's not that new, but it's new. Like, I don't think it's a good idea to fish the same thing. So I'm gonna try to run new water today until I know better. If something comes up that makes more sense, then I'll do that. But until then, I'm gonna try to hit stuff that I didn't hit yesterday. I need to catch a couple big ones like what I did yesterday. That really made a big difference. 5-pounders are almost like kind of got what you gotta have this week. Just the way things are setting up. One of the things I noticed yesterday is the fish seemed to be a little bit like on the deeper sides of the creeks, so I'm gonna try to pay attention to that today. And really, my goal is to spend my time in places that are high percentage. Like, pay attention to where I caught fish yesterday, spend as much time as possible fishing pretty much the same type of things, and not get out of the pocket too much. I think we got a pretty good thing going on. I think I see clearly what the fish are hanging on. So right now I'm fishing Coreopsis, yellow flower, but it makes a point and it comes out way out in the middle of this pocket. I'm literally, I'm probably 200 yards away from the actual shoreline of the bank, and it drops off real fast. It's, you can see this yellow flower, and then it drops off in the 8, 9, 10 foot right in front of it. So I'd like to think that some of these fish are either staging on the edge of this, or that some could be, you know, some could even be spawning in it. The water's clear enough for them to spawn 6, 7, 8 feet right here. Hopefully stuff like this, like I can, if I spend more time in it doing this, I should get more bites. I'm gonna try some different baits. This morning I'm throwing the top water across the top of it. I can imagine if it gets warm enough, which it should get warmer today, that probably shad spawn could happen around some of this stuff. So there's just a lot of things that could be going on when you find a place like this. Brim could be spawning around it. Shad could spawn around it. The bass could be spawning around it. It's just seems like it just makes sense to fish stuff like this, even with this top water. I try to fish the spinnerbait. Try to fish the spinnerbait around some of this wood. I'm thinking I should be able to get some of the bigger fish. What I'm looking for, some of these stain water like this, there should be some more pre-spawn fish. Most of the fish I've been catching, I would say almost all of the fish I'm catching this week have probably been spawning fish. It's gonna work out today. Once I get in the area I really like, I can slow down and just pick them off one at a time. And so I feel like if I move to the muddier, darker water, throw some bigger baits, maybe I gotta try something, a way to catch bigger fish, because I know I'm gonna need at least a 15 probably to stay in this thing. I mean, as far as I can see, I think if I can catch 2 big ones, I need 2 big bass. That's really gonna help. I know I can get bites. I just need to catch 2 big ones. However, I got to do that. See, right now I'm fishing behind somebody, which is probably less than ideal. But what I'm thinking is they're probably not gonna do what I'm doing right now. Not many people are fishing these bushes this way. Everybody wants to get up there, be cute with a flipping stick or a frog or something. So this way I can stay off the bushes a little bit. The fish aren't quite as aware that I'm right there up on them. Slow today. It's way slower than what I was thinking it was gonna be. It's cold, it's real windy. If I can catch 3 more like this, I think if I can catch 3 more just like this with 2 bigs, then maybe I can have something. In my opinion, this is the best way for me to catch them. I love catching them this way. This is the best way I can get bites, and quite honestly, this is the only way I can get big bites. Now I try to do everything you're supposed to do to catch big ones, and that's not working for me. not sure if y'all can see that little dark stuff right there at the shore, like right in between the bushes and where you can't see the bottom anymore, that little dark tint, that's actually grass. Where I'm finding out today that's where a lot of these fish, I guess that's where they moved to after this cold. It's real cold and windy today, and they dropped the water, which is the worst of both worlds. They were in the bushes and in the woods, and it seemed like most of my bites, most of them are coming on that grass, which is not really what I was planning to fish, of course. And so that's the biggest change today. If I had to guess, weight's gonna probably drop a little bit, but I still feel like I'm gonna need 15 plus pounds. I ain't got that right now. I fished these trees right here yesterday. I said I needed to fish new water, but everywhere I go that's new, I'm not really getting any bites. But when I go where I fished yesterday is the only place I'm getting bites. So I'm just gonna go right back to these same trees that I fished yesterday. I can't believe that one was up there. I can't believe it. Jeez, all of these are so freaking small, bro. I'm gonna try to make one more move. I'm gonna try to make one more move before it's time to go. I really don't have much longer. I don't have that much longer at all. I got about 15 minutes to try to make 15, maybe 20 minutes I can fish before I got to start making my way back. It's pretty rough today, so I'm gonna have to cut fishing early, and I gotta try to figure out how to get a big bite somehow. Well, at least I thought it was the deal. Y'all gotta tell me, what would y'all do? I know you're gonna see this tournament after it's over, but what would you do? I know somebody's gonna probably say something. Oh, flip a jig, I would throw a swim bait, I would do something like that. Really, the bait doesn't matter that much. It's like, where would you go? What would be the different strategy? Baits, the strategy is dependent on the baits, or the baits is dependent on the strategy. What would you do? What would you do first? I'm not giving up on this wood. I'm gonna try this wood one more time. I can't give it up. It seems like all my best bites are coming on grass, some type of grass, whether it's the yellow flower or if it's that dark stuff in between the wood and the bank or whatever that is. But I can't give up on the wood. I feel like if there's just these little bushes like this out in the middle, it seems like that's the deal. I'm not giving up on this wood. I'm gonna try this wood one more time. I can't give it up. It seems like all my best bites are coming on grass, some type of grass, whether it's the yellow flower or if it's that dark stuff in between the wood and the bank or whatever that is. But I can't give up on the wood. I feel like if there's just a little bit of water on it, there's got to be a fish on it somewhere. So I'm gonna keep skipping this around on the woods a little bit and see if I can lean on at least one more before it's time to go. Bro, I keep throwing it in the freaking bushes. Bruh, shit. Oh my God. Bro, I gotta go. We gotta go. That's it. That's all I got. honestly can't believe it. I didn't think it was gonna be that hard today. I thought after yesterday, I felt like I clearly understood what was going on, and I just needed to just find new places. Two things. I actually had a hard time finding places exactly like what I fished yesterday. In my mind, I thought it was a horrible idea to fish that same water again because I figured those fish were spawners. So I was like, yeah, don't fish that again. Go to some new water, catch new fish. Because if a spawning fish, once you've caught that fish, it's gone. It's not like there's schools there or anything like that. And I felt like I fished through it quite a bit. I'll be darned, I spent until 12 o'clock today, maybe even 1 o'clock. Till 1 o'clock, fish trying to find new water, never found any new water. Go back to the same water that I fished yesterday, and I caught all my fish in the same spot I caught them yesterday. I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. I just didn't expect it to happen that way, you know? You ever had one of those tournaments where you feel like it just slips out of your fingers? It always seems like it's so easy, and then for whatever reason, somehow one little thing, one little link gets moved around, and then all of a sudden it gets real complicated. That's this tournament. Going into it, I actually felt like I just knew I was going to catch a bunch of fish. I talked about it on the first day. Like, I didn't know what the results were going to be. I didn't know where I was going to land with what I was catching and what I was on. But I felt like I was going to catch a lot of fish, and then that ended up being on the second day. I don't know what happened today. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed. I tried doing all the things that I thought were right after I learned what I learned on the first day, because what happened on the first day is not what happened in practice. And so then what happened today, things didn't move like I anticipated. Usually in these spawn tournaments, it's just a rule of thumb: never fish the same water over and over again. It never works. It's bit me so many times, but for whatever reason, today, guess what the right move was? What do you think the right move was? The right move for me today was fishing the exact same water that I fished yesterday. So I ended up weighing, I don't even remember what I weighed, 11.5 pounds, 12 pounds. I don't remember what I weighed. I did end up getting me a little bit of paper today. $8,000. Thought I'd let that one go. I really didn't think, when I came to weigh in today, I didn't think I had a chance to get in the check at all, but I did end up cashing the check. So, is that a win? I guess probably. Obviously, it got a lot tougher for everybody today. But I just knew at some point I was going to come across another 5-pounder. And that didn't happen. But that's water under the bridge. I'll take my little $8,000 check. I'll go back home. I'm kind of excited to get back home anyway. Fishing's been pretty good at home. I've been crappie fishing with the boys a bunch this spring, shooting some TV crappie fishing. And then it's warm enough at home that we can actually go and play in the water. So I guess I should let my wins be my wins and let my losses be my losses this week and keep it moving. Thank y'all for watching. The next tournament is at Lake Eufaula. Eufaula is one of the lakes that I feel like I've never casted. Yeah, I did cast a check there last time we went there. But I like Eufaula. Be an interesting time of the year for me to go there. I got a little bit of downtime just to chill at home before that starts. From one fishing trip to another, I've noticed that I'm probably spending about 180 days on the water, maybe more every year. And the older I get, the more I'm starting to notice is out of those 180 days, more and more of them are becoming fishing days with my 3 kids. Grab me one in there.
I can't because they keep going away.
I'll grab him. You can do it. Well,
It's kind of hard.
it's not that hard. You just put your hand in there and grab him.
They're too deep down.
Huh? You put your hand. Grab it. Just grab it.
I can't do nothing.
Watch me. Get him.
I can't hold a fish. No.
You held one before. You was licking them one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You ready to go fishing?
Yeah.
Today we're fishing out of the Low Stinger 188. We're gonna try to catch a little bit of everything today. But today we're probably gonna be catching some bass, spotted bass. We'll catch maybe some brim or something too. We'll throw some neds, throw a shaky head or 2. What else you want to fish, Brooks? Crappie. I don't know. We'll try crappie. That's the hardest fish to catch in the lake, if you ask me. Y'all go ahead and jump in the boat. Gosh. Dang.
I slipped on the
A little bit, I'd say.
wheel.
Get your life jackets. They're in that one right there. Center one where they always are. Bruce, get yours too, son. Don't you start that, dude. So I got the 2 little turds loaded up in the boat. Brevin's almost 12 now. He'll be 12 this year, so far past time he needs to start learning how to drive the boat. So we've been practicing that this week. He drives here and there, but I'm talking about like you need to be able to drive. So my opinion, parents, teach your boys, especially your boys, teach all your kids. They're around water, just like how you teach them to swim. You need to teach them how to drive a boat. Learning how to know and maneuver and handle a boat is very important. I gotta admit, Brevin's probably a good bit behind like where I was at 12. At 12, I probably could have fished a tournament on my own at 12. But get them familiar with the controls. Let them know what the boat does, how it reacts. Driving a boat is much different than driving a motor vehicle. Mainly because on a boat, when you're driving a boat, there's no brakes. The controls are different. They use the throttle as a brake. You use the direction as a brake. If I'm coasting forward too fast and I need to slow down, I throw it in reverse to slow down. And it takes a while to get used to using those controls that way. So teach your kids how to do that. Turn your wheel the other way so you don't hit the dock. There you go. You're getting the hang of it a little bit. Brooks, what color are you gonna catch? What kind of fish you catching today? Bro, what kind of fish you gonna catch?
I'm gonna catch.
Look like one of those.
He does.
Can I turn the boat down a little bit?
Yeah, we're not gonna go far. There's right under the bridge. There's a little pocket right over there. We're gonna shoot over there in that pocket. One thing I truly believe in, and I'm finding to be true with my relationship with my kids, is trusting your kids, in particular your boys, trusting them with heavy responsibility. I really believe that builds their confidence. It shows them that you trust them beyond what they believe they're capable of doing. So I had to set a couple guidelines for the boys today, mainly for this little one right, where is he at? Right there. Brooks, what's the guidelines for fishing today? We got 2 hours, right? 2 hours and then we're going home. Hey boy, you hear me talking to you. 2 hours and then we go home. Then where do we do after 2 hours? No crying. I don't want to hear nothing about we're going home after 2 hours. That's all we got to fish today, okay?
I got that.
Rev got it. Ain't got no problem. That little one right there in the tie-dye, he needs some work.
If I can hear it, I'll understand.
He needs some work. it's some brim beds right on top of that too. You hit it? Cast anywhere around there. You can even cast at that dock. I got one. That's probably a big one. It is a big one. That's a big one. He's pulling drag a little bit. Casting those dirt. Oh, look at the bass behind him. Look at the bass behind him. Look at that big spot behind him. He's gonna eat that brim. Look, let's see if we can get him to hit it. Look at all the bass. Y'all cast at it. Don't just sit there, cast your jigs. Cast right there at the, look at all the bass. There's like 4 bass following it. Yes, 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 yes. You might catch the bass. Dang, did you see them? Those big old bass. Holy smokes. That's a pretty good bluegill. Now this, I said bluegill. I'm sure y'all gonna let me know in the comment section. I know we got an educated panfish group in here. Let me know which one. This is a bluegill. You can see his gills are blue. Hence bluegill. That is a bluegill. Man, that's the first actual bluegill we caught today. I know when I watch Richard Jean, the fishing machine, I think he likes the bluegill better. He says one has a sweeter taste than the other. I've actually, believe it or not, I've never ate. I don't think I've ever ate any panfish other than crappie, so I don't know what they taste like. Brooks caught a pretty nice largemouth right in here, and then I caught a nice spot right in here. Got him, Brooks. Let's go. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good gill. That's a good gill. Oh yeah, look how big that thing is, Brooks. Holy smokes. That is a big, let's see which one that is. That's definitely not a bluegill. Let's see which one that is. That's a good one.
Take my life jacket off.
You want to say, he said he got to get out of his life jacket over that one. Dude, that is a good one. That's one of the biggest ones we caught this week. Maybe it is a bluegill now that I look at it. He does have blue around his gill. Let me see if I can take it off. See, it's a bed right there. I watched, he caught that one off the bed. Let me get a picture of you with that one.
Ow.
Yeah, just grab him, baby. He's not gonna hurt you. He has no teeth. There's no teeth. He can't hurt you. Grab it. Grab it tight. Just hold it tight. There's nothing in his mouth.
If you've watched any of my videos before, you already know Brooks is my fisherman of the 3. You never know how this is going to end up. Life works in mysterious ways sometimes. But I really believe Brooks is the fisherman of the 3 as of now.
Not to get that close. Right there is close enough. Tell him how you caught that one.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I want to keep.
But I don't want to limit Brooks' guidance to just bass. In the next few years, my plan is I want to open his eyes to the depth of fishing across different countries, across different cultures, across different species. Is so much bigger, it's so much deeper than just tournament fishing.
Hey, hey, old boy. Hey, Monster and Mikey, look at you. Oh, you did all that old goofiness and you lost it. All you had to do was reel. You had to Monster Mikey. You had to Monster Mikey. All you had to do was just, all you had to do was reel. You had to do all that old goofy stuff. Y'all know? Just let it sink.
We don't have to follow the path that everybody else follows. We can carve out our own path. We can blaze our own trail. We don't have to follow the traditional path. We don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Fishing is bigger than what you see in the magazines. Is bigger than what you see on TV. Is bigger even than what you see on the internet. And I know it's my responsibility to show him that.
See right here on this gill plate, it has that little red dot. That is a pretty one.
Now that you know what they look like, you see them everywhere. It's a good. Wait, what is that? What? That was wild what I just said, y'all. Bro, I'm so impatient, y'all.
You can put that one in the lava. The whole thing down here is nothing. Like guess they're on the deeper side.
They're on that side. Cause I threw over there, there's no bites. Keep getting the ankle biter.
Ankle biter.
Okay, bro, stop copying me. Tied my 4th knot.
See that bed over there?
Nah, I don't see it.
It's big.
Right there.
Okay.
Hundred is big.
Bed right there. And then if there's a bed there, it's actually kind of open to get it in. It's actually kind of harder to catch. Those two right on top of it.
Not for me. Oh, I got one. I was reeling it back. Must be a small one because I didn't feel it. Oh, no. I don't know. That's a big one. That's a bass. Yeah, that makes sense right there.
Might be that might be even that big.
It's only 4 pounds, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
My candle.
Thing is in his mouth.
His mouth was wide open.
just look at it, you ain't got no problem with none of it.
Oh yeah, it's in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Goodness, like I really kind of just figured this out.
Got him.
Got him. Oh boy! He got him on. Oh boy! A big one. A big one. Let's go, Monster Mike. Let's go, Monster.
Why is his tail like this?
That's a different one. That one is, that's a bluegill, but it just got different colors. I think the boat about up on top of the bed now, ain't it? I can barely see that bed. Good job, Brooks. Now just let it sink down there and then he'll have it. You can barely see that bed. All right, tell me how you caught that thing.
I just dropped it down and I cast it. Then he just literally come up and bite it.
Yeah, on the TRD?
Yeah.
Caught that fish on the TRD? Okay, what are you gonna do with that thing?
Throw him back.
Throw him back. So if you've never done this before, this is what I'm using. I've got a bunch of new stuff to use here. That's the shad fries. The one that I'm going to use the most though is this new little curly tail. So this Z-Man calls this micro finesse. I feel like everything we call is finesse, micro finesse. Here, this is what I'm going to be using. Using a little 1/32 ounce jig head. I guess these are micro, they call them micro shad heads. I actually had these on my website, shopblat.com. I forgot about it. I ordered these because I crappie fished with these earlier this year. So it's this guy with this guy. 1/32 ounce jig head. Rigging it just like you would, just like a swim bait. If you bass fish, this is just like rigging a swim bait. Literally nothing different. But the fun thing is you use it on ultra light gear. Man, these little bluegill fight good. The thing that's good about it with your kids is it's a good schoolmaster to show them what bites feel like. And show them, you know, they can get used to what it feels like when they got a fish on. Or when a fish bites, because you're going to get a lot of bites doing this. I don't even use a Palomar with this because the little line tie is so small. Actually, I am using a Palomar, sorry. On my kids, I taught them to tie like a little clinch knot because it's super easy to teach them how to tie. I don't know if color matters. A lot of times we throw like whites. Some of these brim are spawning. Some of them aren't. Not really sure. Uh-oh, I got one crying. I got a kid crying. When I was my kid's age, we fished a lot. I mean, we fished all the time, almost every weekend, especially during the spring and summer. And honestly, it was always a pretty serious passion. It wasn't a lot of play once we got to the water. It was a pretty serious deal. One thing I'm trying to work on, it's not easy, but I am learning to turn it back a little bit. And so I'm trying to learn not to take the passion so seriously. When we go to the lake, I try to just
have fun. If we want to go brim fishing for 2 hours, we go for 2 hours. If we go for 6 hours, we go for 6 hours or 10 hours, whatever it is. I just let the day happen. When the day is exhausted, I let it go. That's one thing I know for a fact. I probably did wrong with Brevin. When we went fishing, we stayed until I was exhausted, not he was exhausted. So I'm learning to skip days when the weather is bad. I'm learning to go for shorter periods if that's what it needs to be. And I'm learning to, honestly, how to catch other species of fish, all because of my 3 kids.
We gotta go right quick, okay? Who's in the boat? Huh? Good.